Morning, ladies. I'm so excited to be with you. Good morning, all our friends out there on Facebook and on YouTube. Welcome to another amazing Sunday. At least where I am, it is so sunny and beautiful. So I'm sending that beauty to all of you. Please like our group on Facebook, Spirit Sessions of View of the Light, and on YouTube, it's also called Spirit Sessions of View of the Light. Go and like our YouTube and sign up and all that kind of subscribe. That's the word. And do that. Today we're going to have a lighter day than normal, but we all need this. What our guest today is bringing in is something so lovely, so beautiful, and so colorful that I am so very, very excited about that. So we would like to welcome you, Susan. Come on in.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to do this.
And Rhonda, you were going to introduce her now?
Yes, Susan Walter is an intuitive visionary artist, and after near-death experience as a child, Susan was given the ability to see angels into the angelic realm and see them in their pure light form. She uses this ability to draw your angel portrait, which I think is really cool. Just so you can imagine, you're sitting for a portrait, but she's not drawing you, she's drawing the angels around you, which is so awesome. And she's also, and this is an ability, well, we'll talk about that. You can find much more about her in our pre-word on this video, so check her out on her website. She's got lots of things. She's got a group too. So Susan, why don't you tell us, you weren't even an artist when you found this, you started this.
No, I wasn't. I was just a busy mom.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like you said, it started for me at a very young age, at the ages of 4, and then again at 6. I had near-death experiences, and where I was introduced to particularly 3 of my own angels, and I was just able to see, then all of my angels then all the time after that experience, and then jumping ahead to 1997. In January of that year, I noticed I wasn't seeing just my own, I was seeing everybody else's as well. And then the first thing, of course, why and what am I supposed to do with this? And were my first questions, and they were very adamant that I was to, find a way to express them, through art. And I argued with them for probably about 6 months. And I don't know if you've ever tried to argue with angels. It really doesn't go very well.
Yeah.
But then within about 6 months or so later, I was trying to figure out how to. I started out with watercolors, and that didn't work for me. That's I found out how difficult watercolors really can be. Then I did pastels for a few years before I switched to colored pencils, which is what I use today.
Oh man, I love that.
And
there's something level. Oh, you're going to do kind of doodle and talk to us at the same time today, eh?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do one while we're talking here. And
oh my gosh. That is so talented, drawing and speaking, because that's 2 different sides of the brain. The right. Speaking is one side and the art is on the other. So, wow, that's amazing.
Yes, very cool.
So do you find you do this a lot? Like when the kids are at home, you're kind of just doodling angels as you're going along? And
I did at first. Now, not so much. Now I create a lot of other art as well. I've gotten into doing a little bit of watercolor, but quite a bit of few acrylic paintings as well.
Oh, yeah. The colors, do you ever combine them?
I have in a few pieces, yes. Particularly one series that I did, Messages to the Archangels, where I have a smaller picture of one of the archangels, and then did a painting, and that includes like a glass, like test tube type thing, and then inside of that I've put a blank piece of papyrus, and that's intended for people to then put any messages, requests, prayers, things like that, to that particular archangel. in the artwork. And then because it's, you could literally just change out the piece of paper,
Oh,
whenever
so
you
cool.
feel need to.
That's very cool. I love that.
And and those include stones, the test tube, watercolor, a little bit of acrylic. So those are definitely mixed media pieces.
Yeah, what an awesome
wow.
process though. So can you tell us a little bit about your process when you're sitting with someone and doing, like you're going to be doing here for our audience, doing a portrait?
Sure. I usually, because I normally see them, at least now, because it took me a few years to get to this state where I've kind of learned to turn, what I think of as turning down the volume, where I just see them as just like clouds of color that's constantly moving. And then when I set with someone, just one will step forward and take shape and define color. And so it is, they choose which one is going to be drawn, not me.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool. Yeah, before we came live, we were setting the intention that our spirit sessions angels would show up. So we're hoping one of them pops up today,
Oh, yeah.
for the collective audience and all that will watch this in the future, that, and I know that you said that you like to, when you do these kind of things in your group that you have, you like to give them away.
Yes.
So we were talking about that whoever shares this episode out the most will win the drawing that you're making today.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
very awesome.
So make sure you guys share this out, because you get to see this at the end when we're done talking. She's tuning into the energy, of the collective and allowing the angel to come through and be seen. And then you said at the end, you also get the name, right? Possibly.
Yeah, I usually do. Sometimes doing the grouping, for an event like this, for what's needed in the universe at the time. Sometimes I don't. So we'll just see how this one goes.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I have a question. What is the main reason people come to you to get a picture? Do they have like a question that they have, or is this just to help them for inspiration? What's the main reason people come to you?
Yeah, people come for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it is because they have a question, because they're feeling a little lost, because they're going through some sort of major transition in their lives. Sometimes I'm doing it because someone's giving it as a gift. I've done that as well, and those can be done either in person via Zoom, or I've even done those via photograph.
Yeah.
As long as I can see the person's eyes, I can connect with them to be able to ask their angel to come forward.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah,
I would love to be able to do that.
It has its drawbacks too. The more angels you have with you, the more spiritual work you have to do. The more, and so that's not just working on yourself. Sometimes it can also be, that you have contracted or chosen in this lifetime to be here to help others as well. So you can have more angels with you for to help you with that work and your mission.
So do you find they get stronger as you're doing it? Like when the people's awareness are brought to them, they come in.
The connection, the people find the connection to their angels, a lot easier to connect with them, and a lot stronger. Yeah.
That's very cool. Now you see them like light, right? You don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like seeing that ray of sunshine coming down between the clouds. It's kind of like that. So they are very, very transparent. So I do draw them a little more intensely than I see them.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want people to be able to like see the drawing from across the room.
Yeah. With their colors, are the different colors? Is that one of the ways they identify themselves?
It actually, the colors have more to do with their intention and their purpose, what lessons they're helping you with, what energies they're bringing into your life. And I do have on my website, on the angel portrait page, you'll see, what the colors mean. But, when I do a portrait, I always, have that print out for a person. But I'm going to be honest, I intentionally do not remember what that piece of paper says so that I don't project anything onto anybody, particularly if I'm doing somebody that, that I've done a portrait for before in the past, or someone I've met in some way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Not to see it through your filter, but to allow it to be pure. I love that. That's so important. I mean, especially when you're channeling things like that. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Wow, this is amazing. Like, I'm so excited to see what's going to come through. The anticipation is, it's very cool. Very cool experience. So do you have, I'm curious about maybe a story of a sitting or a portrait that you've done that really just kind of helped infuse your faith into a whole new level. Do you know what I mean? Like, what was the most profound, I guess, experience you've had doing this?
That was probably an angel portrait I did. I was probably at least 10 or 12 years ago now. And I was at a fair, here in Kansas City, and a young girl, well, she was probably 19 or 20, something like that. And I personally, at the time, I didn't even want to do her portrait because I could tell she wasn't sober.
Okay. Oh.
But the angels insisted that I do it. So I did. And the cool part was actually about a year and a half later, she actually came back to me, and actually at that same fair, and was telling me how literally the next day she started hanging out with different people. She cut off all the connections with the people that she had been hanging out with that were not in good influence for her. Within a few weeks, she enrolled to go to community college. And as she's telling me all these changes that she did, and I hardly recognized her because she'd even lost probably about 40 pounds. But the whole time, there's a young man standing behind her, grinning from ear to ear. He had proposed to her the night before.
Oh my goodness.
So she had, in that year and a half, she had totally turned her life around.
Wow.
Does that mean you think she just didn't realize the unconditional love that was just like that far away from her? Love can change everything, right?
Yeah.
Love.
It can be that powerful if we allow it.
Yeah.
And to think about that, like what you're creating for people, what you're channeling for people is tangible evidence of unconditional love.
From God.
That's so deep.
Yeah, and if you've looked at the portraits, as you see, they all have their arms outstretched, as if they're ready to embrace or exchange energy at any time when you're in need. Just at any moment.
Well, I have goosebumps all over. This is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, you said that how many angels do you typically see? What's the average number that you see with people?
Average, everybody has minimum 3. But the average person usually has, 5 to 8, in that range somewhere. It's really particularly when you get to having like 12 or more, that you have what's called those planetary contracts that, where you're here to help others. I'm just noticing.
Now we're really curious, aren't we? Yeah. Kira from South Africa is asking, are the colors, do they resonate with the auric field too?
I'd say yes and I think it has to do more with the energy of the angel than our particular, our energy. Yeah, because it has a lot. Because the angel's main purpose in our lives is to help keep us on track to learn those lessons
Right.
that we chose to learn in this lifetime. Because we literally sat down with our angels and spirit guides before coming into physical form, choosing what life lessons and experiences we want to have in this lifetime.
Right. Absolutely.
So the colors will relate to that. And now I'm looking for a specific color in my dish over here.
Do you find that we get a certain group of angels, or it changes throughout our lifetime? Like we don't have the same angels throughout?
Yes, you do. Your main guardian angel, and those always portray themselves as having some sort of breastplate.
Okay.
Those have been with you not just this lifetime, but all of your lifetimes in physical form.
Beautiful.
But your other angels may be with you one lifetime. They may be with you multiple lifetimes as well. But it is extremely rare that an angel would leave you during a lifetime. And if one would, another one would come in before, a new one would come into your life before that one left, and not leave that vacancy. Spirit guides are just the opposite. They're going to come and go at not only as they're needed, but sometimes they may, come into your life just for a certain experience and then leave.
Okay.
So sometimes spirit guides may be with you for as short as a day, and others may be with you for an entire lifetime.
Right. Okay. Very cool.
That's really
Yeah.
Now, do you see people's auras as well, Susan? I was just thinking about that. Or do you just see their angels?
Sometimes, but not usually. No, I usually just see their angels, and most of the time that's enough energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of confusing if you were just seeing colors everywhere. You'd think there was something going on with your eyes. Yeah. So I have to tell you, I had a friend who could see auras, and she didn't know what they were, and she thought just everyone could see them. So she went around until I don't know, she was in her 30s before someone clued her in what they were. She's, doesn't everybody see them?
Yep.
Everybody has the capability. It's just taking the time to learn how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about? Do you think everybody could see their angels if they had a chance, or how's that? Is that a different kind of sight?
I think with some time and patience, I think a lot more people could than do. Probably not everybody. I know one of the things I have learned about myself over the years is there's about 1 or 2% of the population that actually has more color receptors in their eyes. And I have found that I am one of those people that, even just like looking at a tree, I see more shades of green in the leaves of a tree than most people do. And and I imagine that that assists me in the process of being able to do this.
Yeah, I know there are some people that can't see colors or can't see different shadings like you can. So
I
what
have
color
a very
are your eyes, Susan?
blue. Actually, on my driver's license it says gray. But they have gotten, so they're blue more of the time now than they used to be, and once in a while you'll still see a hint of green in them.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So they kind of change colors a little bit.
I was curious. I was going to ask you. You have a cat, right?
I actually have 2 of them.
Yeah, I've been
Now, do
seeing.
they see the angels?
There's one
I'm
lurking
just
around.
curious. Like, do they see the angels? Like, do they look up and you say, "Oh yeah, those guys are buzzing around. The angels are around, and the cats see them too."
I know they see something. But to be honest, I'm not sure what it is they see. I know animals have even more receptors in the eyes than we do. So I'm sure they are capable of seeing a lot of things that we don't.
Right.
That's a really interesting scientific kind of, yeah, never ever thought of it that way. Part of it's the talent is actually physical, like
Mhm.
depending on it. Yeah, that's a very cool thing. Can we see a sneak peek? I'm trying to look over my screen at it.
Robin, you're cheating.
Wow.
Ooh, look at
Drawing
that.
That is gorgeous.
Drawing
Wow.
the body is what takes me the longest,
Mhm.
but it's really the wings, or what we think of as wings, that
Right.
say a lot more about them. And I know over the years, I've never seen two set of wings be exactly alike.
Mm.
I've seen some similarities, but I've never seen, two pairs of wings be exactly alike. But those are what's kind of like fingerprints.
Right.
Oh,
That's amazing.
So cool. Sorry, I was just peeking, but you can't do that from here.
Yeah, the angle that I'm working at now.
Right. So, do you have any tips for anybody who would like to try to work more on seeing their angels or open up that ability more?
I'd say it's going to take time and patience. So I would, start by, a meditation practice, I think would be a very good way to start.
Mhm.
But don't stick with one type of meditation. Try different ones.
Right.
And I do not use the same meditation practice every single day. Quite frankly, I'd get bored if I did.
Mhm.
So I like to try, to do different ones. I have a couple that, different methods that I prefer.
Mhm.
But I have one friend that, one of her best ways, for years to meditate has been, vacuuming.
Mm.
Because
oh wow.
part of the reason is because, the vacuum gives you that white noise that
Right.
kind of blocks out everything else. And it was the one way she could get everybody in the house to leave her alone.
Mhm.
Because God forbid they come up and then, that means that they're going to have to help in some way.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that would be good. Seems like everybody disappears when I empty the dishwasher. But yeah. Yes. So do your kids now, you have kids, right? You have children?
Yes, I do. I actually have 4 children. They are all grown up pretty much at this point. I do have one of them staying with me at the moment, so you might see her peek in and out in the background once in a while.
Do they have any of your gifts? Do you know?
My daughter is very, very intuitive, but she's not really using those abilities at this time. She's not ready yet. And I think one of my sons, in particular, also has some, is very gifted, but he's got a son of his own, and that's. Ethan is 5 now, so he's very kind of caught up in that at the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I have 3 sons and a daughter,
Wow.
and
Oh,
and
special.
actually and
Beautiful.
4 grandchildren as well right
Oh
now.
my goodness.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
What a
It
blessing.
must be cool to see all the angels around your family, though. That must be kind of a nice, reassuring, right?
It is. It is very reassuring, but like I said, I don't see them in full form. I just see them as the color, balls of color moving around them.
Right.
So it's assuring to know that that they are there and they're supported as well. And I do have my angels once in a while, because anybody can do this, is ask their angels to go check on loved ones,
Mhm.
and even give messages. Especially if because our children are notorious for not listening to their parents.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Really?
one of the ways that we can is have our angels talk to their angels and request that our children receive those messages from whoever they're willing to listen to, and get that message in divine timing when they're ready to hear it.
Oh, I like
That's
that
a lot
idea.
great. Yeah, that's a great
I know
idea.
we use that for when we're trying to get guests on spirit sessions. We're like, we're going to send our team to talk to your team, our angelic team. Hopefully they'll come on the show.
Hey, it's worth a shot, isn't it?
Yep. Works sometimes.
Sometimes it
He knows
works.
all about divine timing.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a very cool technique to use to be able to pass messages along angelically, because then it takes the pressure off of you having to try to, directly involve yourself. Sometimes when it's a situation, your kids aren't going to want to hear it from you, of course,
Right.
So it's bypassing in a more gentle, loving, supportive way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Patty's asking, have you done your children's and grandchildren's angels portraits?
I'm not going to do that without permission.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So not all of them, no.
Yeah.
Just the ones
I
who
totally
said, "Yeah,
understand
Mom, you
that.
can do it." Yeah.
Yeah. I have some of my children that are open to readings and some that are not. So when they ask, then it happens. And when they don't, we don't talk about it.
Right.
I totally understand that. Yeah. It's all about wherever they're at in their lives at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Very
I have
cool.
one son who has 3 children, and he's a farmer. So talk about somebody who's busy.
Mhm.
Oh, no kidding.
Absolutely. Wow.
Here's another question, because I see your cats. Your cats are beautiful, and I'm sure if Nancy was on, she'd just love your cats right now. But I was going to ask you, do you see angels around animals?
Typically, no. I can't say that they're not there. I think, from what I understand, angels that that are with animals and other entities, they function at a different frequency. Which most people think of frequencies as being higher or lower. I think of them being more fast or slower.
Okay.
And I almost wonder if they're because their energy is more pure, that any support that they have, I think, functions probably at even a faster frequency.
Right.
Some people would say our pets are sort of like our earth angels coming
Absolutely.
to be with us. So
Yeah, and I think our angels can use their energy to be more present when that's needed. Because I think it's easier to step into an animal for a few moments than it is even into another person's.
Right.
They'll do that, but it takes a great deal of energy to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool.
I noticed.
Yeah.
That's really nice. There's all your lovely art behind you.
Yes.
I was just admiring it all.
There's some of it. I have a couple of walls full of art.
So-
Especially during this time, kind of downtime that we're all going
Mhm.
through right now, I've been creating quite a bit.
Yeah, that's and that's perfect time to do it, right? Is just to be able to get into that space and just create.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be distracted by everything else right now. You could just go within and allow it just to pour out, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and that's part of what this time is about. It's it's about giving the Earth itself some time to reset as she's going through a very large change. It's also a time for us to step back and reevaluate what really means something in our lives.
Right.
To look at where our food supply is coming from. Because our supply chains are changing right now, and we need to be looking at what is it we're really called to be doing in this lifetime, and is what really speaks to us, what really means something to us, and is that what we're doing in this lifetime?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all kind of being prepared for that right now, to step into our roles that we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
we're all being prepared to go through a major shift, and the more of that stuff that you're looking at and evaluating at this time, the easier it's going to be later on. As this energies continue to ramp up, because I don't know if you guys pay attention to like the Schumann resonance of the planet, or the solar flares and things that are going on. That stuff is just absolutely off the charts right now.
Oh,
yeah, we just had a Class M solar flare. Yeah, for the first time in 900 and something days. It's been
Yeah.
quiet, yeah.
And so we're coming out of a solar minimum and getting ready to go into a solar maximum, but it's ramping up way faster than they've ever seen this happen before. I know just 2 or 3 days ago, we had like 3 solar flares come off within minutes of each other.
Yeah, I saw that on the space news. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can imagine why our internet's not working so great today.
They said it was coming.
Just saying, I had to
Yeah.
call in lots of help to see if we could get it cleared. But yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
that's
actually
good.
have a technician coming to look at my internet connection later today too.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I just called Metatron.
Right. Metatron comes in and takes care of it. Yep.
Yeah, I just called Metatron in and asked him if he could kind of clear the lines and keep them steady.
Yeah.
That and my little pieces of whatever I have here. Yeah, tourmaline, shungite, whatever, just to ground everything out.
Yeah, I know. I keep black tourmaline and shungite by my Wi-Fi and computer.
Ooh,
Yeah, I have a big organite pyramid too by my router.
I keep the organite right by my bedside to help protect me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And selenite
cool.
can also be very subtle.
I like selenite.
Yeah, I love selenite.
Yeah, can't get enough of that.
Yeah, and you were asking
just
earlier
really
about connecting to the angels. There's certain stones you can use to be of assistance with that too.
Okay.
Particularly, selenite can be a real good one. But and then there's also celestite and angelite.
Yeah.
They're also, very beautiful powdered blue crystal stones and crystals that
And
are.
I have seraphina on. Seraphim?
Seraphonite, yeah.
Nice.
It looks like angel wings.
Yes,
Yes,
I love that one.
seraphonite. Yes, that can also be particularly to a particular group of angels.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, I have celestite. I've got celestite here. Not very far.
Some people also believe moldavite can be of some help too.
That is some intense energy wearing a moldavite. Ooh.
Yes.
I have to take breaks. Like it's a lot sometimes.
I know. I've got a little cluster of stones and things that I wear all the time, and there's a piece of moldavite here.
Oh, nice.
And I'm whenever I'm doing something like this or doing angel portraits, I'm wearing, this and a lot of times I'll have other stones around too.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to get it together. It's like, okay, I channel angels, and I have a certain way to go through, and I go through an angel door, but I always write my intention first, and then when we open the door, well, then now it's answering whatever the intention was and stuff. But when I'm doing it for people, like for clients, it's like beforehand, before different clients, I'll get called to bring different stones into the room with me and stuff. And so I'm wondering if before you're doing a portrait, do you get messages about what to bring in with you or anything like that?
Actually, not really. No, I don't.
Wow.
I know I do have certain stones that, like, when I'm going to fairs, there's a few ones that I just always take with me. And every once in a while, I'll go through and kind of, rotate those around and make sure they're cleansed. But, and then I, just here, especially here in my home, I haven't managed to collect any. Numerous times I've gone on crystal digs myself, and
Wow.
and of course, going to the fairs, you always come across different treasures.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That must be so much fun to do the fairs. That would be amazing. But I feel like it would be a lot of promotion. Like, how do you get yourself into that zone where you can be, completely focused and not so distracted by everything around you?
I have certain angels that are with me just to help me do this. So it's like they put some sort of like an energetic shield around me in those situations, and that just make it very easy for me to just kind of block that all out.
That's cool.
Oh, I love
Very
that.
cool. Rhonda's a big advocate for assigning angels different tasks, like to so she can have some help with them and not have to remember all the time, like putting up her shield or clearing her energy. She's taught Teresa and I about doing that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and once in a while I just say, whoever's on the team that does this, hey, I need some extra help with this project or this, or today or whatever, or request that I have, or some, for assistance on something.
Yeah. I think it's interesting to, we realize, I think more and more that we don't utilize our connection with our angels enough, that we have them available for everything, but we don't think about it. We don't actually set the intention to work with the angels more. I think it's just something that because we've gotten so distracted that we're kind of, we've lost touch with that, So it's really cool to be able to start being more mindful of that and start recognizing how you can call them in for literally anything.
Not just parachute prayers. That's what we used to call it, parachute prayers. When your parachute's not working, you pray. Yeah. So they like a conversation, I think. I think they like that interaction every day.
They like the interaction. I know one of the things I've, ask for their help with something every single day, even if it's just, it's a rainy day and you're going to the grocery store. I ask them to help you find a good parking spot. It doesn't matter to them. There's no difference in what we, like we think of as parking space of being something little.
Right.
But they see no difference energetically between something little like a parking space and helping you find a new job, a new career, for example. They don't, it pretty much takes the same amount of energy to, move people and things around to, to line those things up. To them, one's just as easy as the other.
Yeah, absolutely. I was always, taught to call in the parking fairies or the parking angels when you're trying to find a parking space. So always, and it works. It's amazing how easy it is. When you get into the habit.
Yep. Yeah. It works.
Now I need to remember to call in the team that works with my teenagers so they can help me be more. Yeah, I'm like, why am I not utilizing that more?
Let's make my whole day smooth. Let's make everybody in a good mood. Like you talk about that too. Yeah, that would work out nice. That would work out nice. Yeah, I've been using that. So
I'm sure my angels were with me this morning on the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
I got pulled over for speeding, but I did not get a ticket. It was like, oh my God, I deserved a ticket and I didn't. It says, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, you could also think of it as that maybe that cop pulled you over to keep you from doing something in the next few minutes. That
maybe there was an animal up ahead that was crossing the road right at that time, and you were protected. So there was the angel of grace hanging out with you this morning. Beautiful.
The great no tickets. Yeah, we love that. So we wanted to let you know, Susan, that in our show, because I don't think we've ever told everybody that most of the people that watch us don't know we've never met in person. The three of us.
Really? Well, you live in different parts of the country?
Yeah. Well, Rhonda's in a different country.
She's Rhonda's from Canada, so she's like outside the country, but still. I'm in Tennessee, Beck's in New Hampshire.
I'm doing a round table once a month with a couple of ladies, and we've never met either. So one's in Florida and one's in Tennessee.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So we did a round table a couple months ago with Laura Eisenhower.
Oh yeah,
We were introduced to each other, and then the three of us have chosen just to continue it, and it's been
nice.
fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, I bet. Building up. It's so cool. I mean, how much negativity people find on the internet, but on the other hand, if you're looking, you're also going to find your fellowship, your tribe, your encouragement and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I love that you're doing that.
Just as much positive as you can negative. You really can.
It's just, 4 years ago. We took a class, met each other 4 years ago, and we've been on this show for 3 years. We're just trying to, I got to count up the episodes, but I think we're up near 130 or 140 episodes now. It's got to be up that far. I just have to go and count them up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we find that there's a power with more people of like minds, that
Right.
more synergy comes,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely much more intuition.
Yeah,
The three of us.
find a way to once in a while participate in group meditations. That can be very, very powerful.
Mhm.
Whether it be, some of those, because there's going to be, different ones, they're happening, like on the hour all the way around the globe. There's one, or just, find some friends that, we're all going to sit down at 6 o'clock and we're going to meditate for, even if it's just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you're just learning how to meditate, doing it about the same time every day is one of the ways that can really help, because it trains the brain to start understanding that, this is my time.
Right.
Yeah, Bex and I used to do that at noon. We used to get
did.
together, and then Teresa, we haven't done that. We should get back to that.
Yeah.
We kind
But
of
we are going to
carried
do a
away.
monthly Reiki share. That's something that we did it this past month. Yeah, in May. And it was so much fun. We want to continue doing it once a month and just having a bunch of Reiki practitioners come together, or Reiki level 1, and share Reiki energy and then send it out to the world.
Yeah. Carrie, who's doing art? Susan Walter is doing art. She's an angel artist, and that's why we brought her in today. And it's kind of it's so much fun. We haven't had an angel artist on in a while. We had my brain's just gone dead.
Linda Fabry. She was amazing.
Linda Fabry.
She
does beautiful oracle cards.
Yeah.
And she does intuitive paintings of people, which is pretty cool too. That's real.
So what Susan is doing right now is she has tuned into an angel that is connected with all of us and you in the audience, and she is drawing up a portrait of that angel. And whoever shares out the most this episode will announce the winner next week, but they will win this portrait, this angel portrait, which is really cool. So
share it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So next week will be pre-recorded, but we will put it in the comments.
Right. So that means we'll have 2 winners next week. Actually, we'll have whoever whoever shares out the most will win the portrait, and the second sharing out the most will win a session with Teresa. So that's 2 winners next week. So
2 winners. That's really cool.
Stuff.
Carrie says she's an artist and she does work for spirit. Awesome. That's really cool.
Beautiful.
Well, I like to doodle, but I don't know what I doodle. So I doodle light codes. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I like codes.
Yeah, I doodle light code mandalas, and you do mandalas too. But I know yours are a lot more exact than mine. You're an artist. I'm just a doodler. So
doodling is still art.
Yeah, I've created 81 mandalas, all based on different Solfeggio frequencies, which were the frequencies used to sing our universe into existence. Therefore, they can help us realign with our original blueprint.
And you said it's also the language of the angels as well, right?
Right. The frequencies is how the angels speak with each other, particularly. Okay. And then that's their true names that take about 15 to 20 minutes to pronounce. Those are based on frequency, and they're so it's a lot very similar to toning.
Okay. Very cool. Now, what Solfeggio tones are? Is it just the regular 9 that are the angelic?
There's actually 9 sets of 9 frequencies.
Okay.
So there's a total of 81 different frequencies. Let's see, the earthly are the 9 that most people are familiar with. The angelic frequencies are those triple digits.
Okay.
Yeah. So those really are, when you see those triple digits, that really is the angels talking to you guys.
That's awesome. I see them all the time. 222, 333. 444 I saw 3 times in 5 minutes yesterday. I was like, all right, I hear you. I got it. And then I just chilled out at the beach and floated, and it was awesome. And it was right before that. So it was like they were telling me to chill out.
There can be a lot of different messages, and particularly in those triple digits, because sometimes it can be that just little reminder to go, hey, I'm here to help you.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. It can
Right?
be that here. You know you're not alone on this journey. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
That's
feathers in the dye.
amazing too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then I
Mhm.
saw a feather in the sky too, a cloud right by the sun. It was this big white fluffy feather. And I was like, okay, all right. That was like all around the same time. So yeah, you can't make it up. The synchronicities are there to give you that reminder that you're on the right path and that you have the love and support, which is such an awesome experience to have.
Yeah, another tool the angels will sometimes use is music. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
like you're in the car and
Oh, for
the
sure.
lyrics and music can also sometimes be messages as well.
Yeah.
I was telling the girls last week when we were talking about we had Christina Schwinn on, and she was saying her favorite song was "Crazy," and how the lyrics talk to her about like you think I'm crazy, but maybe we're all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I get in my car, and the first song that turns on, "Crazy."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you that I started laughing my head off when I'm just not really hearing it, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing it and saying, "Oh my God, that was so cool."
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's Carrie said? So, just here else. Sherry, tell us, everybody can just drop who they are. Kira says he draws stick figure artists. He's a stick figure artist. Carrie draws a lot of birds. And Sherry she says, I tell them thank you, and yes, I see you. That's awesome. That's,
Ah,
some other,
I love
I always
it.
put up a high five.
Right. Air high five with the angels.
Yeah,
love that.
That's
high five.
fun.
Okay.
I don't know. People might think you're a little weird if you walk around high five in the air all the time, but, or you're dancing to your own rhythm.
I have to
It's
tell you
okay,
something.
we're rebels.
I do not believe this. A lot of people think I'm kind of strange, anyways.
No.
That's
I mean, I hear I'm weird all this. I'm the weird friend. When anybody introduces me, I'm the weird friend. So I totally get that. And I'm okay with it.
yeah. Ever since I had Reiki, they just they call woohoo or something else.
Yeah.
But they do come to my room and my office when they're hurt.
Exactly.
Or they bring me the baby birds or the bats or something that they found.
Oh,
But
yeah.
can you Reiki this and make it better? Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
Yeah, my kids call it witchy voodoo. That's what they
Witchy
call
voodoo.
myself. Witchy voodoo. I'm like, well, it's not voodoo, but it is a little witchy.
Yeah, my kids have referred to me as the hippie mom who doesn't do drugs.
There you go. Perfect.
That's the bonus.
Yeah,
So much
that's.
fun.
I know. It would be. Yeah, yeah. That's my kids. My kids do that, and then they text me, "Mom, there's someone hanging around in my room. Can you
Yeah.
get rid of them?"
Mm.
No, you get rid of them yourself. You're old enough. Yeah, I
Yeah.
dare, and I get a stranger to do it from a distance. Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yes,
All
absolutely.
yes, Carrie. All is based in love.
Hmm. Oh, eagles. I love eagles. So beautiful. I love when they show up. That's all about the higher perspective. That's such a big
Yes,
message
for
that comes
sure.
through for us, especially right now. It's really important for us to detach from what we're seeing and go into a higher
Yes.
perspective, because there's
Mhm.
a power beyond all of this, that this is exactly what we need to be going through right now, even if we don't understand it.
Yeah,
This is
and
important.
and pay attention to those little messages too. Yeah, not just in the numbers and the music. Yeah, in the animals that happen to show up on even when you're just sitting in your backyard. What little or when you're on your walk.
Yeah.
What little creatures happen to scurry across your path.
Yeah.
There's messages that because they bring in different types of energy as well.
Absolutely. Everything has a message. It's like we're in constant communication. We just forget.
We forget and don't pay it. Don't take the time to look up what that and what that energy means.
Mm-hmm.
I was even recently looking at some different interpretations. The Schumann resonance we were talking
Right.
about earlier, and came across this woman on YouTube that she is seeing different things inside the patterns of the Schumann resonance, and that
Yes.
was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. I know there's been like a weird
So that's
green line that was
pretty
going
also.
through it, and then a blackout that was happening. And there's all if you don't just focus on the white part, which of course is the most obvious part, but if you focus on the in between as well, there's different patterns that show up, and it's being able to translate that not through the human mind, but through the vibrations of your body, of your soul.
Like use a different filter almost. Like we have to
Exactly.
filter.
Drop the human filter sometimes, guys. It's okay. We don't have to filter everything through humanity. We can also be a soul and experience it at a soul level.
Because that's when you get down to it, that's really what we are. We've just chosen to wear this glove for a time.
Right. It's a human experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that glove. I like that glove better than a meat suit. That's way better.
Meat suit just sounds chunky and juicy.
Yeah, and cumbersome.
Yeah, the glove sounds much better.
But it is important to find that balance between being human and being a soul. It's important that we are here to experience humanity, to be in this, this human form. We chose that for a reason. So remember that it's also important to really embody that human experience as well. Follow your intuition. When it's right to be more of one or the other, but also to try to balance the two.
One of the most important things we can do is simply stay grounded.
Which can be super hard sometimes, especially when we're in Moldavite.
And when we're in this very high tension world.
Yeah. You can get carried away very easily. Absolutely.
And we're seeing a lot of that in our world right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So how are we coming along? I guess we're going to have to probably cut this soon because
I might have to. Yeah, because I'm not quite finished yet.
Okay. Wow.
So what I'll do is I'll continue to work. I can continue to work on it.
Okay.
And when it's completed, I'll scan it or take a picture of it and send it to you so you can post it.
Perfect.
Oh, that would be awesome. Let's see again.
Yeah.
Just want to see. This is really, really quite cool. We're so excited.
So yeah, anybody who wants to see the finished product, make sure that you are liking the Spirit Sessions Facebook page, because we will share the final image there once we receive it, and you'll be able to see it. And again, share this out, because whoever shares that the most is going to win this amazing angel portrait. You don't want to miss your chance.
Sherry says she wears hematite to stay grounded. Yeah, sometimes I put that right in my socks.
I wear hematite too.
Yeah. Iron hematite. Oh, and iron pyrite's a good one. If you want something gentler, just, petrified wood. There's so many good grounding stones.
Yeah. So, Susan, if people would like to continue seeing your artwork and experiencing more of what you do, where can they find you?
The easiest place is going to be my website, which is SusanWalterArt.com. And then you can also find links to both my Facebook page, a Facebook group, Instagram, and a few YouTube videos that I have out there as well.
Awesome.
You'll find links to those. Yeah, and if you get on my YouTube group, not YouTube group, the Facebook group, there I do a giveaway every couple of weeks of, maybe a few greeting cards, with the angels on them, or, one of the CDs, one of the crystal bowl meditations I've done, all kinds of different things. And then occasionally I'll run features or specials on a new art piece there as well.
Awesome.
Very,
That's amazing opportunities to get more of what you do. That's very cool. Thank you for being so generous. Honestly, what you do is amazing, and sharing it is just, it's such a gift. Such a gift to be able to experience this. So thank you for showing up today and hanging out with us and talking about this. And, we've had a lot of really heavy topics lately because of what's going on in the world, but I think that this was so needed right now. Remember your angels, they're there,
And that everybody has angels.
Exactly.
Every one of us has angels. So it's very good.
Ask your angels just to spread some love and peace and grace at this time.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
You heard it all. Yes.
And
so
I've got that rock and roll question.
Yes, the question. The big question.
The big question.
So, if you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life, what would it be?
And I wrote it down. It was one of the Enigma songs. I think
Oh,
one I think really helps me the most some days getting through once in a while is gravity of love.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice.
beautiful.
Good
Beautiful.
choice. I love that.
I'll have to
Beautiful.
look that up.
Yeah,
Put that in the comments.
absolutely.
So
So
if you
cool.
want to get a hold of Susan, just look at the top of the page. There will be all her links to all her places. Check out her webpage because it's beautiful, and check out her Instagram because she always has cool things on there. Check us out on Instagram because we're Spirit Sessions of You of the Light. We always put a little preview of who's coming, and that every month. And our YouTube channel, if you've got any of those Google Home plays, you can watch us on YouTube. So I see Teresa's coming from YouTube today. Yay, Teresa!
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
for joining us on YouTube, and thank you so much, Susan. Do you have the winner too from last week?
I do. I have the winner. The winner who won a session with me is Luz, Luz. So I'll be contacting you to get that scheduled. Thank you so much, you guys, for your support and love every week. We are so grateful for you, and you're the reason that we come here every Sunday and do what we do. You know, I mean, we get to hang out, but you guys are really just the inspiration behind this every single week. So thank you guys so much, and we love you, and we hope you have a really blessed week.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's been
And stay
fun.
tuned. Stay tuned for the final picture, guys. It's going to be so worth it.
Yes. We knew it was going to be a little difficult for you to get it all done down today because it's pretty hard to talk and write at the same time. But I'm glad you guys have all contributed energy. You're all angels in
Yes.
our eyes, too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you next week, everyone.
Oh, and next week we
Bye-bye.
have Darius. We have Darius Berzande. It's pre-recorded. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be such an awesome. It's a
So-
longer show, hour and a half.
Yeah,
so
it
be
was longer.
prepared. But
It was
it's so
fun.
good. It was an amazing, amazing session for us to be able to hang out with him and talk. So next Sunday we will be pre-recorded, but we'll be checking out the chat while you guys are watching and stuff. So yeah, we'll get to the comments as well.
Bring your
Yeah.
glass of water to swallow the pink pill. Thank you. Oh, if it will let me end. It doesn't want to end. There we go.
Oh.